was really sick the next day. I ran a fever.
Oh, yeah?
No.
Yeah, I had a big reaction. And even the day after, I wasn't 100%.
Yeah. Did you get the Moderna?
Huh?
Did you get the Moderna shot?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that really does you in.
Kicks your ass, right?
Gave me a terrible headache the next day.
Yeah, I had a headache and fever and aches and pains
Yeah.
and all that.
But now they're giving it to everyone over 30 now. My
Well,
daughter,
the more the better.
my daughter and my son-in-law are thrilled. They already got appointments.
Great. That's great. Yeah, this time it's in Best Buy.
Mhm.
Where you went? You went to the Best Buy?
Yeah, they moved it from the
Awesome.
high school field house over to Best Buy. Yeah, so here's this big dead mall.
Yeah, I know.
With the zombie hordes in there.
Yeah. Jay and I are actually scheduled to have them on Monday. So
Oh, really?
so at the Best Buy. So we'll see.
Yeah,
how
I scheduled my husband to do it. I had to drive to Binghamton myself because
Oh, so
that
did
was
Todd.
the closest I could get an appointment. And it was a good site. It was a nice drive, but
We drove to a town called Allswell, which is right past Binghamton. For
Oh,
Todd's
nice.
shot.
God.
My mom's getting hers. I'm taking my mom to get hers outside of Albany on Friday. She was
yeah.
able to get her first one in Kingston, which is where she's living. But then, yeah, the second one, I have to go all the way to Albany on Friday. So I don't know. I guess you do what you can.
Yeah,
yeah.
you're doing it. That's the important thing.
Exactly.
At the field house, they took you into your own little private cubicle and you were shielded from the eyes of the world. But at Best Buy, man, they sit you down, bang.
Oh, man.
They spike you and kick you out. That's it.
Yeah. My wife is trying to see if she can't, get be one of the nurses that gives the shots at the Best Buy. She's checking into that. And one place where she did check into, they couldn't because it was sponsored by Westchester. And that's who she's employed by. So that if she were to be giving those, they would have to pay her overtime.
Oh,
Oh, well,
So
that's the end of
she
the
has
world.
was looking for the place that is not sponsored by Westchester.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So they're
That
digging
seems
their
like a bit
heels
of
in
a
about
stretch.
that. That's a shame. Petty, petty, petty.
Well, I don't know. Nobody else looks like they're joining on. This is a good group. You guys
Oh, well.
want to get started, or you want to wait?
No, it's.
Just started.
Let's get started. All right.
I'm going to be in and out. I mean, I'm just here as the roving
Oh, yeah.
reporter. I wanted to say something about the natural heritage hearing at some point.
Oh, that, yeah.
So let me know when.
What do you
When
talk about?
let me
You
know
want
when
to start with that?
Yeah,
I put
let's
it at the
start
bottom
with
of the agenda, but we can start there.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter to me. Maybe more people will be on later, which would be good.
Okay. Yeah, maybe who's missing? Tim and is it just Tim? No.
Todd will be on presently.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you're just
I was gonna
waiting
say,
for not doing anything.
no, I just want to make sure that I think it really is just maybe Tim. Unless my brain is completely not working today, which might
What
be the
about
case.
John Messerschmidt?
He's here.
John's here.
Here's John.
Oh.
He was that voice of authority. Let's start.
All right. Well, I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
my since I have to I read it up for the paper, and
Yeah.
all the people that were against it, naturally, mostly landowners whose land borders the CEA. That's where a large part of the against people were that, or they were farmers.
Mhm.
What did you say the first thing? CVA?
CEA, this critical environmental area.
Oh,
That's-
they're in a critical environmental area.
Yeah, their land borders on it, and they object to that. They are, afraid that somewhere down the line they won't be able to do something they want to do with their land. I don't know exactly. One thing I don't think it's been talked about really by the board or by anybody. Well, what could happen? I'm sure these people, their concerns are probably, not without foundation, that they would have to wade through more regulations to maybe do something or other with their land, subdivide it,
I have a link to that to get
or
on.
whatever. Look on the
Hey,
agenda.
Todd.
The link is in the agenda. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think that really should, I mean, in a future article, I want to talk about that.
Do you think
What
that,
is it? What exactly are the possibilities down the road? I mean, it's not a law. It's not really going to affect anybody in the immediate future, but all these people are like, my private property, that attitude. And so they have that point of view, and you can't just pretend that they are, which I think somehow that people just try to pretend that their concerns are baseless, and they're not really.
I think some of the concern is that the camel's nose is under the tent.
Say
Right
what?
now, it may not be a problem, but soon the camel's going to be in the tent. That's the problem.
Yeah, they're afraid that I don't know. I mean, I go to all these planning board meetings, and I see already that people have to wade through a lot of regulations because of endangered species, because of wetlands, because the bats nest here,
Yeah.
so on, and people are not always so very patient.
Yeah.
About those kinds of things.
Well, and it is a lot of regulations, and it's just, I have a gripe. We put a new roof on our house, and I had to get a permit to shingle my house to repair it.
Yeah.
To me, that's crazy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's no question that there are crazy regulations, but I'm talking about these in specific.
It's acute.
Yeah, I know it can get a lot worse for some of these people.
Yeah, I mean, and people just kind of like they hear the word regulations, and they think of things like you're talking about, Mark, and lump it all together. Anyway, I also wanted to say that of the people that like Madeline came and spoke, a couple. Who else from the?
Lisa wrote in.
I was there.
Yeah, Lisa wrote in. John was there, but
I was watching.
in general, the people that were against it wrote 3-page letters detailing this, that, and the other thing, and furthermore, and this is, and one guy brought in the Constitution.
Do you think?
But the people, wait, but
Okay.
and the people that were for generally didn't have as much to say, except that, hey, I'm for it, and I think some people, like my husband, doesn't realize that this stuff influences the board, and if they have, I would suggest that people, stream that towards the end of the meeting when Mike Baden reads out some of these letters, because there's going to be another hearing, and I think we need to rebut some of these things, or at least lay out the other position in just as much detail.
Yeah, it was a good roadmap for what messaging needs to be fixed.
Yeah,
because you're right, it was almost entirely about the critical environmental areas.
Of course, I officially don't have any opinion.
Of course.
And what did you, and you guys, what did you think of one of those last comments, which I thought was, it was very guarded. It wasn't coming out actually against adding in the
From who?
plan. I can't remember who it was, but they referenced Native American lands.
Oh yeah, they're a farmer, and they kept bringing up that they were related to the Schoonmakers.
But they weren't coming out like absolutely, oh, how dare you, I'm against it.
No, but they were saying, oh, our land shouldn't be included in the CEA. And here's the reason. It's because, there's a Native American, some kind of a Native American area on their road.
It's very reasonable.
And maybe that is something that
was for us.
That may be something that was overlooked. Whether being in the CEA would affect anything about the Native American area, I have no idea.
Yeah, I feel like being it is part, like, if that's like an area like that has significant cultural heritage. I'm sorry, my dog is drinking water. If it has, significant cultural heritage, being in like kind of, under some sort of like extra scrutiny for development would be beneficial to that area. Like that would be my thinking. Like
I think what they were
included.
Actually, Michaela, now that I think of it, what they were objecting to, and a couple of other people said this too, is like, oh, it's going to bring hordes of tourists, and that's good. They're going to trample all over everything and ruin it.
Yeah.
One of them was mentioning that there's no something about financial. What was it about?
The cost, the potential
the cost that they didn't mention anything in the proposal or in the document about the cost of how it's going to affect. Do you think that I'm making myself clear? Do you think that the board is going to put in? Is it going to change anybody's minds on the board about some of these letters that he read?
Well, I don't know. It might or it might not. I mean, if they feel like enough people are against them, they could backpedal. I think that 4 out of 5 board members really would like to pass this. But they also don't want to be, they don't want to go against the town. So, the rest of the town has got to turn out and make their voices known.
Yeah, one of them actually threatened a lawsuit.
Yeah.
So that's gonna hold them back.
But a lawsuit against what?
Well, I don't know, but I just heard of threaten a lawsuit.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what it's for. It's still going to cost if it's got any kind of validity at all, it's going to cost the town money to defend themselves against a lawsuit.
Well, I question whether there would be any validity to it because there's no laws passed because of it. If some law was passed immediately saying, oh, you can't use your land, then you'd have validity. Otherwise, I don't know. That's a question for a lawyer.
Can we get copies of the letters that he read without having to go through a FOIA to get them so that maybe we could?
Copies of the letters are on the town website, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay.
Everything that was said, it would be on the YouTube video, and everything that he read should be on the town website.
Yeah, I think I linked to the video, but I didn't look for where the link was on the website. I'll see if I can dig it up.
By the way, I just want to mention that, the town of Olive, the town of Marbletown, the town of Warson, the town of Gardner, all these towns, I'm not sure about Rosendale. I haven't got an answer back, but everybody has got some kind of version of this that they passed. I don't know whether it was controversial or not, but I asked around, and that's what I heard.
Seems like we have to look at those letters and write a letter of our own. Individually, probably better.
Yeah.
Time for that.
Yeah, I think because the ECC letter was read, but I think the individual voices somehow might carry more weight. I'm just thinking.
Maybe we can kind of listen to these letters and each one of us take one of them on.
Take one letter, yeah. I take one. Yeah.
Yeah, then it's not overwhelming.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are, a lot of the against people, including the ones that, well, they were all either emails or letters, I think. Was there anybody that came to the meeting that was against it? I mean, they had these, the other thing was, a lot of people don't have Zoom and they don't have a computer, so how could they participate? that was another biggie.
Well, that has to do
Well-
with everything.
Yeah.
That's not
What are you
It was a
gonna
tough
do?
time.
particular.
But somehow this is special because it's, you know, going to affect the town. Anyway,
I think it's a good idea for us to take some time to definitely review those letters and then help. Either we can offer to the town that we can help them with this, you know, with the messaging and how to explain these concerns, or
It's going to be broadcast
I'll
on
find it for you.
YouTube. Sorry to interrupt, but this is going to be broadcast on YouTube, this meeting right here, right?
yes, yeah,
Oh, Madeline, were you able to
no,
work on
I
that?
cannot get it fixed. I'm working on it. I'm hoping to have it. I'm going to do it right after this meeting. I'm sorry. I meant to tell you, Mark, that I'm having trouble with, I think it was because that was the longest third Thursday presentation we've had.
I'm
That's
sorry.
not a point against, no, not a point
I
against it. It was
apologize.
amazing. It was an amazing presentation, but I've been having issues uploading it to our YouTube account, and I keep trying to edit it and it's just giving me trouble. So I'm sorry it's not up there yet, but we'll get it up there. I want to make sure that I put like a link directly to it in our next newsletter.
I apologize for giving you so much trouble.
Not at all. It was not you. It was a great presentation.
That was a lot
and
of
I learned a
fun.
lot from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
No, I
Scott-
want to get
Scott-
it out there.
Scott-
And
Scott
we
is a
want
great-
Ann to be
By
able
the
to
way,
write about it.
the thing to do now is the Tuesday morning bird walk, as many as you can, 7:00, Minnewaska. We get in free. You don't have to be old like me to get in free. You can be younger, you know, and because we get in early before the regular people go in. And Scotty is fantastic. He's great. He hears birds. He knows of it, you know, and he's really good.
Excuse me, I'm
And
going to get
so
Todd
I'm
on.
looking forward to 20th. It starts on the 20th.
But are we
Is it
done
on
talking about this? Talking about this?
No, it was a segue because Ann brought that up right there.
Oh, okay.
She wants to write about the third Thursday, and she was asking me to get her that recording, and I'm still having trouble with it. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to go back to that. I do think, I mean, I want to make sure that everybody who has a concern has a valid concern, and the letters that were read really brought up, you know, a lot of how there's just a lot of misunderstanding around these documents and how they're used and how they could be used. And I want to help explain those to people if we can, or maybe it would be better if it came from the town itself. But if it's, you know, there were some things that were addressed that I wouldn't be able to, you know, help with as much as maybe somebody else on here would. So maybe,
Well, maybe
if we can
talk to
kinda-
Mike. Maybe talk
What was
to
that?
Mike and see, does he want us to help him on that, or does he have it? Or does he want us to help him write it up? Or does he have the facts and then we can craft it into something that addresses these
something-
concerns? I think we have to be, you know, we thank everyone who voiced objections and brought up concerns.
course.
They're important. You know, we have to be very, I think, embracing and have a very respectful tone and say, you know, this particular point, da. And yes, there is a potential, or actually, no, there is not a potential. And we're happy to be able to put you at ease about that. However,
Yeah.
those who are concerned, you know, whatever. But I think maybe the first stop is Mike and the town lawyer.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
And
you maybe just listen to these letters again. I mean, it's a little bit of a,
I definitely need to
Roller
listen to them
hoe,
again.
but you know,
No, but they made good points. Some of them, you know, just in terms of what wasn't explained and what's hard to explain if you weren't part of
you know, it
writing the
occurred to me,
document
it's
there.
not so much the infringement on the rights of the current landowners by this addition, but I've taken a bunch of these Pace University land use courses. What this does, adding this, and I think I'm right about this, adding this to the comprehensive plan actually gives the town tools to protect it from development that it doesn't want.
Yeah,
which is
that's what people,
the real danger to the town.
that's
and
what,
the trampling on people's rights.
it's a matter of the rights of the town as a whole against the rights of individual property owners.
Mhm.
But also the rights, yeah, I mean, an
Yeah.
individual property owner may be able to sell their land. I mean, this is how New Paltz got out of getting a Walmart plonked down in the middle of it, because it had language in its comprehensive plan that said this particular site is reserved, is an area of critical environmental management. And therefore, Walmart cannot just come in and then sue us for refusing to let them come in. It is in our town plan. And that's how towns protect themselves.
Meanwhile, one of the letters said, "Oh, they did this in New Paltz and Gardner, and people lost, 3/4 of the value of their land." Maybe one of them was the one that wanted to sell to Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe it was just 3/4 of the value that Walmart would have paid them, but not 3/4 of, just if some non-mega developer had bought it. That was just like, what are you talking about? We need to hear from you further on that, because that's like an investigation that needs some substance behind it, if you don't mind us mentioning that. So I don't know, I think we can go over these and just keep that in mind, that, and I think, I'd like to confirm that with the town lawyer, but that's what I think is the real essence of adding all this to the comprehensive plan. Not to start going out and grabbing eminent domain, grabbing everyone's property, marching up and down their stream bank and saying, not 1 foot closer with your tractor. No, it's to protect the town and enable it to craft its future without just being trampled over by developers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right on.
What about the people with the tree farm?
Eloquent.
What?
The tree farm. What about those people? They said they invested all this money and they're growing Christmas trees and.
Right. So yeah, but is their tree farm really going to be affected? I really don't know, and I'm going to send a letter at some point to the head of the planning board, and ask her.
I have another pet to demonstrate.
I was going to say, I love that everyone's showing off their pets. It's making me so happy.
He's like a 15-pound tomcat. He's
A big boy.
Yeah, I call him Sonny for Sonny Liston. He's like a fly plant. Come here. Yeah,
And are you writing about it for the next Bluestone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I can only report what people said, and it's, but I'll try to make it balanced.
Oh, no. I didn't mean that. I just was wondering if it was going to be in the next issue, or I assumed so, but that'll be.
Look at that guy.
Oh.
He's big. Look at the size of him.
Yeah, that's huge.
He's like a bobcat. He's like 15 pounds.
He's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's cool.
He's a beautiful cat.
He's very silver.
I feel like the only person who didn't get a new pet during this. I wanted to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he's got a cute little kitten meow. Meow. That's what he sounds like. Anyway, go ahead.
No, that was.
I'm sorry. I was just wondering. I have a house full of animals, and so I'm really sorry for all the distraction. But I just want to say, for the majority, I didn't read the letters, or hear about them. But I was just wondering, were the majority due to property value? Was that the majority of the complaints?
That's the general gist of it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be really interested in reading those whenever they come through.
Well, they are on the town website. As far as I know, they should be up by now.
Okay, I'll look for them.
Shall we try to organize which letters each one of us responds to? So
Yeah,
we're not all responding to the same letter. Is there a possible way to do that even?
Well, I don't
Well,
know
you know
if we
what?
need
I
to-
could, you know what? I could give you all, I'm writing it up for this week's paper. If you want, I could shoot you all, rough draft of what I'm writing about, and then you could see, what the different, I'm not going to include everybody, but the different points they brought up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that might be the better. I was just going to say if we could break
And
up the
then-
letters
yeah.
and summarize what their concerns were, then we could, then we'd have our list of these were the things that everybody brought up, and we could go after them that way. Just
There's
to,
probably-
go after the arguments one point at a time.
Mm-hmm.
there
Yeah.
were a lot of arguments though.
Were you there, Judith?
Yeah,
How come you didn't say anything?
because too much else was going on and I wasn't prepared.
Yeah. Well, next one.
Yep.
When is the next one?
They haven't set a date yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I am looking to see if I can find the links now so I can pass them to you guys now. But we could just move on with the agenda. I wanted to go over our upcoming events list, but maybe John would be better equipped to go over this. So the first one, John, I only just found out about, which is the Earth Day cleanup. The Recreation Department's doing it. And it's going to be April 17th and 18th, and then April 24th and 25th. So the whole week of Earth Week.
Okay.
So if you guys are all interested in joining in with that, we're going to help them promote it. And I've got the flyers, and I will send that around after this meeting. But that's going to be our Earth Day thing.
That's great.
And let's see, want to make sure I've got all the information about where and what they're cleaning up. Hold on one moment. Sorry. Here we go. Every time I've got Zoom open, everything else loads so much more slowly. I need to remember to open these things beforehand. So they're going to do those 2 weekends. Sign up sheets and bags are going to be at the community center. People can call the rec department to sign up to adopt a road, and then we'll have the bags and all the et cetera, et cetera. So same as always, it's just nice to get back to being able to do this stuff because we couldn't do anything last year. There's not official clearance from the town to do any big events as big groups, but we can do small things like this outdoors. So this is going to be a good see how it goes before River Sweep, which is the following weekend, and then the Watershed Educational Park cleanup shortly after.
So
John, do you want to talk about those?
Do we want to pick a weekend and then just, pick a road and all do it together? And like
That's a nice idea.
bond with each other?
I like that idea.
We haven't seen each other in like a year,
Yeah.
particularly. So it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Any ideas of which road?
What did we used to do?
We've been doing Medica Haunts a lot. Airport Road could be a good one because it's right by the dump.
Yeah, we've done that before, like going back years. So that's cool. Airport Road, like start at 209 and just work our way up.
Sure. Which weekend works better for everybody?
Well, if we're gonna be in River Sweep, I think we should give ourselves a rest in between.
Yeah.
Good idea.
We
Okay.
should do it that close. So maybe the 17th or 18th, whichever is better for everyone. And then, yeah,
Saturday would be better for me.
which one?
Saturday?
The 17th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sunday's absolutely out for me.
All right.
Okay.
Well, you know
That's
what?
great.
Another good place was Kaiserreich by the high school. We did that one year and we picked up a lot of trash there.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm bored with Airport Road already.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
done it about 5 times. I don't know.
I haven't really noticed, that much on that road.
Well, there's a particular downslope into almost like this wetland little ditch sort of thing, which is like horrible. But
Yeah.
aside from that, the rest of it was pretty clear.
Yeah, I guess it's all those high school kids throwing trash out the bus.
I'll let the
Playing the high school
Jumping
kid.
on those buses.
Yeah, right. youth. I'll let Ashley at the rec department know that we want Kaiserreich Road for the 17th.
Yeah. And what time should
Right.
we start?
How
10 or 11, 11?
11 sounds good.
Okay,
nice. Okay.
11 o'clock is easy.
And we should bring snacks for each other.
Sure.
And John, you should bring the tote bags.
Tote
Oh,
So
bags for
don't put
everybody.
trash in them.
Everybody gets
Yeah.
a tote bag.
There we go.
Yeah.
Everybody that shows up gets a
At
tote
last, a tote bag.
bag.
Excellent. That was easy. Thanks, everybody. So I'll send out that info after.
So what is River Sweep again? That's not, we don't organize that, but we can participate, right?
Yeah, we're setting one up for the same places we do it every year. Berm Road in Kerhonkson.
Mhm.
So sign up on the
How
web.
many tires did we count were left 2 years ago? 100 and
Oh, there were like well over 100 tires downstream from that site. We didn't even count anything upstream from the site.
great.
But I don't think we're going to do the canoes this time and kayaks. Let's just keep it simple because we can do the tire pull in June where we can get out onto the river and grab the tires.
Sounds good.
So we'll just do a regular river sweep, and maybe we can time it that the hot tub can be picked up on the same weekend or somewhere around there. We can include that.
Yeah.
I am so sick of looking at that thing.
Yeah, I
Where
gotta
is it?
call
There's
that
a
guy
hot tub
back up
in
again.
Oh, that's awful.
It's the hot tub right off the bridge, the big bridge. You
Oh,
look off
no.
to the south side of the bridge. The
I'm going to
Rondout
plant
Creek side.
flowers in it if it sticks around much longer.
There was
I'm
actually
gonna-
a piece of that in my yard. I live on the Rondout in Algerville by the Algerville Bridge, and there was a piece of it in my yard of that same.
Oh,
It's going to break up.
Yeah, it's breaking up. Yeah.
All
Or
right.
it had broken up when it hit there. I don't know what it was, but I recognized it because I went up to it, when there was snow on the ground and looked at it. So I saw what it was made out of, and there's a piece of it in my yard.
Oh, God.
That's a good reminder. We'll follow up with Mike on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ball was in his court.
Can we cut it up?
No, I don't think you can cut that thing up. I think we need a
It's
backhoe.
fiberglass, isn't it?
No, it's got fiberglass in it, but it's wooden. It's got a nice. It's a full-on hot tub with
Oh, man.
electronics and water jets and.
What about a chainsaw? What about?
That's what I'm thinking.
hot,
Chainsaw goes through almost anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think
That'd
they
be
can
real
pull it
hard
out
for
with
them to
a
bring a
big
chainsaw.
chain and a backhoe. Just pull it right out there. But I'll talk to that guy at the building department.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can work on
Thank
Mike. And
you.
I'll work on the guy with the at the not the building department, but the
Yeah, I think the problem was partly property access. Mike was supposed to
oh yeah
help coordinate that. But
transportation.
I don't. Yeah.
Trying to say.
All right.
So are we going to do a tire pool this June again?
Yeah.
What day?
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't said it. You want to set it right now? For like the third weekend of June.
Yeah, that sounds good.
June third weekend would be the 19th,
Is that a
Father's
Saturday?
Day?
Sunday?
Saturday.
Father's Day's a Sunday. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Saturday. It could be the 12th. or the 19th. We have a third Thursday on the 17th, so maybe we can promote it on the third Thursday and make it for the 19th.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Tarpal.
Okay.
So meeting where and starting, well, we can talk.
We'll meet
about
at the same place, the Berm Road in Kerhoxton.
And what's starting around 11 again?
Yeah, we can do that.
I don't remember where we met last time. I think I was busy standing at a table and giving people rice,
I wonder if
watching them come staggering out.
for this thing, for the Tarpal and also for the Watershed Park restoration, do you think we could get like a flyer made up for that, or a poster or something that we can try to
That'd
promote?
be great.
Michaela, I know you're pretty busy, but do you want to try to do that? I could try to find somebody else to.
Oh, I can do it. I
Yeah.
can do it. Just after this, maybe just send me all the information you want on it.
Okay.
And just, just like in a list, and I can put something together.
Thank you.
So what we're gonna have
Thank you.
park party. at
Yeah, the Watershed Park. He's going to give his presentation on when is it?
Oh, the 17th.
April 17th? No. Oh, here it is, on the 15th. So we're gonna set it up for, what day did we say it was gonna be? May sometime?
Let me look at what I put in there.
Say what- Did you give a date for that?
May 24th. May
May
24th was what you yeah.
May 24th is a Monday.
Let's see.
Maybe it's
Oh,
the
wait,
day-
there's a thing on the park on.
May 22nd.
Did I have that? Did I copy that down wrong? I'm looking at the
I
email.
don't
you sent.
know. Maybe it should be 2 weeks after the river sweep, which would be the 15th.
You said in your email, mark your calendars for Saturday, May 24th. So it's not May 24th. Saturday,
That
May 22nd.
sounds like something I would do. I would mix up the Saturday and
No, that's okay.
I would do.
No, Saturday, Saturday the 22nd.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. Okay.
So it's May 22nd.
Yeah.
So that means the flyer's wrong then. Okay. It's so typical of something I would do.
No.
No, it's I'm
Well,
not related to
correct it.
the
No big deal.
Gregorian calendar has never been one of my favorites. It always confuses me.
Yeah.
So we're going for the 22nd though, right?
May 22nd works. That's 2 days after the,
After the third
third
Thursday
Thursday.
foraging. Really looking
Yep.
forward to that one too.
yeah,
I'm really starting to get into
it's gonna be a
foraging.
great one.
So this is going to be the, what's it called again?
The watershed, the
Yeah,
educational
watershed.
park cleanup is gonna be the 22nd at, do we have a time? Did we put a time to this
Probably
flyer?
like 10 o'clock would be probably be better.
Okay,
And I'll try to coordinate with Andrew and Chris to maybe go over there and scope out where we're going to put the trails ahead of time so that we can just jump right on it. And like
Okay.
people could we'll have like people bring hand tools of their own, and I can supply specialized shovels for digging up the invasives. I'll have a team of like 4 or 5 guys with chainsaws. Mark mentioned that he's good on a chainsaw, so
Yeah.
so we'll have some guys that we can be cutting up stuff, and the people who are volunteering from the community can drag branches up to the chipper. I'll have one of my guys run the chippers, all the dangerous stuff we can be doing, and all the easy stuff, non-dangerous stuff, the public can be doing.
can you put together like a little handout of pictures of the invasives so that people don't have to keep coming to you and asking you if this is invasive or this is invasive, or
Yeah, I'll try to come up with
something
something.
maybe?
Yeah.
I
Or
can
something
join,
I
I
can
can join in
Help
with
put that
the
together?
chainsaw
Yeah.
people. I've been doing that for years.
Of course you
Yeah.
can.
I have a question
Awesome.
about that. Who would I talk to? I'd like to fly drone over that property. and
Oh,
just
already
get some
done that.
picture-
I've already done it.
You done it?
Yeah, last summer, towards the end of the summer, I flew a drone around there quite a bit.
Okay,
I have probably footage of like 20 minutes,
okay.
late summer.
Well, I'd like to get my own. Is there any?
Yeah. Just do it. I mean, I just
Yeah,
did
just
it.
do it. Okay.
You're not a commercial operator, right?
I'm not a commercial. I may, by that time, I may be.
Well, do it before
I'm
you
figuring to
become
take the test probably,
Hmm.
within a month.
Private people can fly drones around
Yeah.
without permission. What kind of a drone do you have?
A Bebop 2, Parrot Bebop 2.
I haven't heard of that.
Bebop, huh?
Yeah. Has a range of about 1.5 miles.
If you could fly it over
Really?
Also-
during the
I
event,
also have a Holy Stone. I have a Holy Stone 700D.
I have a
And,
Mavic 2 Pro.
Hmm?
Heard of that? Mavic 2 Pro?
You have a Mavic 2 Pro?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a 1.5 mile range though. It's got,
The Mavic 2
quarters
has
of a
a
mile.
6-mile range.
not mine. It's after like 3/4 of a mile or something like that, I start losing the signal between the
Are you kidding me? They're supposed to Mavic, especially the Pro is supposed to have like a 6-mile range, a 10-kilometer range.
Well, that'd be awesome if I had that. Maybe there's something wrong with it.
Yeah.
if either of you could put those to use during any of these events so that we could have some public relations footage
Oh, yeah.
of the
That would be
cleanup, that would be
Yeah, that'd be
great.
cool,
That
yeah.
would be fun. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of it's such
We
a
have
great
that great-
thing with the solar panels. Like they cut down 30 acres of trees for those solar panels, and now we're turning that into a watershed park and also pollinator gardens. So we're balancing that out. I think we're probably the only ones who have ever done that. Turned a solar panel, solar farm into a public park, kind of merging the two together. I think that's really great.
I do too. I think it's going to be a really awesome opportunity. And I can't wait until that drive-through deli opens right outside of it. People are just going to be flying in there. It's going to
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah.
Does anybody know him? I was hoping we could. I was thinking the other day, man, it'd be so nice to coordinate the opening with this. But I doubt it.
That guy
I
owns
don't know.
a Woodstock jelly as well, I think.
Yeah,
Same
right?
guy.
It's the same. Yeah. Maybe I'll find out who it is.
Mm.
Because I heard he was trying to open this spring, but I don't know who it is. But I believe we can use the pizza oven if we wanted to try to do that.
Oh, that would be fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think the pizza oven is back in business, so I'm making a note here about that.
Mobile
Those
pizza
two food trucks that park at the corner of Samsonville and 209.
Or maybe get the under roll over there.
What?
Yeah,
Like,
You-
why
what, you
not?
think-
I don't understand why they wouldn't like be able to come.
sure.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a pizza. It's pizza, and then there's it's the lunch box. It's like a little school bus.
Yeah, I've seen that by the A&M hardware. Is that the one?
No, at the corner of Samsonville and 209.
Oh, Samsonville, right.
Yeah.
Samsonville Road. The guy
Yeah,
that
there is that other place
the barbecue place used to be there.
at A&M though. There's a place
Right.
there too.
Mhm.
It parks there.
Right. Oh.
Awesome. So we've got a full spring agenda, everybody.
Yeah.
Including the upcoming Third Thursday presentations. So next month is the Watershed Educational Park. And then in May, we have Laura Chavez Silverman of the Outside Institute. She's going to do foraging, and that's going to be awesome.
Mm.
In June, we have, I don't know if anybody knows her, Judith Carpenter. Judith is going to give a great presentation. No pressure.
On
and
building
then July.
science.
I was going to say, Judith, we need some headshots that we can share of you so that we can promote it ahead of time.
I take the worst pictures like conceivable. But yeah, if anybody
Pictures-
wants to.
Pictures of your cats.
Yeah,
Um,
there you go.
And then in July, we have an invasive.
Actually,
invasive
I
insect.
have a pretty good picture of me on a building site that's under construction, just
That's
hanging
perfect.
back and taking some notes on the clipboard. And
There you go.
it's a pretty cool picture.
Yep.
That's it. That's the one we want.
Yeah, so
One.
I'll send that in to whomever. And I'll really
Perfect.
try to focus it on the relationship between an energy efficient house and the land around it. Which is like, more what our concerns are.
That's perfect. Thank you. Do we have anything booked after July?
I don't think so. I wanted to try to get, who was the woman who was the main speaker for the Farm Hub? She's a bird.
Anne Bloomfield.
Yeah, Ann Bloomfield. I want to try to get her in here.
That would be great. Yeah, or I was going to say Chris Spratz. I'd like to take
Who's
him up
that?
on his offer. He's been doing the wildlife corridor tracking with Judith. He was at our
Yeah.
Oh, that's,
February
I think
meeting.
I actually set him up for actually.
Oh, did you? You actually
For
booked him?
August.
Good.
Yeah, I did. I think I did.
Okay.
Yeah. I think-
Judith, did you found tracks? Did you?
He did. He did.
Yeah.
I found that one set of deer tracks, but he found a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
He did, and I'm prepared to read you guys the great list. I meant to send it with this agenda. I don't think he's going to be able to join tonight, but
Yeah.
he did say he said, I did a cursory wildlife track survey following last month's ECC meeting, and here's what I found. So this is following Judith's connectivity chart that she did in her incredible report. He said the Rochester Creek, he found fox tracks, possibly a dead pigeon
I wouldn't
under
have
the
even
bridge.
recognized any of that, but he knows enough to know what he's looking at.
Yeah.
No, I'm
The
sorry, go on.
No problem. Kerhonkson Underpass, he said possible coyote tracks, canid tracks, and buck tracks adjacent to the underpass.
It's the one near the Dollar General. There's an underpass right there.
That's the one. Okay.
Yeah.
Carlo Road, culvert. There was a canid, feline, deer kill on the east side of the culvert, and then beaver sign and a heavily used game trail perpendicular to the culvert on the west side.
Okay.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And
Any mink
Turkey-
tracks?
Let's see.
Any mink tracks?
I don't
What did he mention?
that here. No. Turkey Hill Road, he said there was no activity at the culvert, but a heavily used braided game trail adjacent south of the culvert, and it was the busiest crossing he saw.
No, I think that's the stand-up one. He's calling it a culvert, but I think that's the one that's like 8 feet tall and you can actually walk under
Yeah,
it.
can
That's
I
the one
walk
that
under
we
it?
started with. But I'm not sure. There's two right around Carlo Drive. There's Carlo Road and Carlo Drive.
Yeah.
And then there's one further south. That's the bigger one.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Vernoy Kill. Is that the one that's just up the road from me on Upper Cherrytown? I'm assuming that underpass.
That's all the way down already.
That's Port
Okay.
Bend.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Port
he
Bend.
said-
Port Bend.
That's huge too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big.
Feline tracks and scat, raccoon, canid, and the Rondout Creek, he said deer, raccoon, beaver, maybe otter, but no east-west crossing usage was evident.
What do you mean by feline? Do you mean house
And
cats?
he said wild.
Like
But he didn't-
bobcats.
Wild house cats?
No, I think bobcats.
Be Bob.
Yeah, bobcats?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're all over.
Uh-oh.
They're like the Catskills are full of them. The gunks are full of them. There's like all these little rodents running around. So you're going to have bobcats.
I'll send his list out so that you guys can all have access to it. I'm sorry I didn't do that before tonight. He said the largest overpasses at Rochester, Verneuil Kill, and Rondout Creeks didn't reflect the most wildlife traffic, but that may be seasonal. And that the crossing south of Turkey Hill appeared to be the busiest connectivity linkage along 209.
I would
And-
really like to, yeah, I'd like to get a hold of all that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'll
Do
just
we get
forward it right
a
along.
list of these? Is there a
Maybe you
list of
took
these?
pictures too.
I'll send it
Yeah.
out along with, because this is kind of an addendum to Judith's report. So he went and looked at all of the crossings that she identified. And then he
His-
followed up. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, has he set any trail cameras up?
No, that was what I was going to say next, was that he reached out to someone at the DEC and someone at Mohonk to see about collaborating, but neither has the staffing to help at the moment, though they're both interested. And then he suggested that rather than purchasing cameras, we might want to consider enlisting the Rochester community for volunteers as a citizen science project. And I think
Exactly.
that's a really cool idea, and I would love to do that. I think that's just a great idea. He also suggested maybe a local high school
Maybe
group
kids.
or something.
Maybe like
Yeah.
teenagers or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would go nuts for something like that.
Yeah.
That
Plus,
would-
I was wondering if any of us, I mean, I imagine, do we all have trail cameras that we
I
could
have one. I
spare?
haven't been able to figure out how to work it, but I do have.
Yeah.
They're not that
And-
expensive. You can get pretty good ones between 125 and 165 bucks, like really good ones. Ones
I've
that are
never
just
spent that
among the
kind of
top
money
10.
on. I,
Mine was cheaper.
but I've got one, the Walmart has one for 40 bucks, except Napanock's out. Maybe Kingston has it. It's called Wild Game. It's pretty good, 40 bucks. Buy
Okay,
an SD card. By the way, if you buy an SD card at Walmart, don't buy the SD cards that are sitting by the trail cams. Go over to the electronics part, because it'll be a buck or two cheaper over there. Go
Sure.
figure. But get a 32 gig or a 32 gig SD card, or 8, whatever. They're cheap. And so Judith, what would you say is maybe the best area to set up a trail cam on, if you're, because like I say, I've got 3 of them, and I should be able to
Really?
spare one.
I'd say the one that's just very slightly north of the Dollar General, that's where I found the deer tracks. And full-size animals can go through that.
North of the Dollar General. Oh, that's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one in Kerhonkson. I would say the one that we started.
Would that one cross in the old Arrowhead Farm, Pete Davis's old farm?
No, it was just right under 209. It wasn't far up from 209 at all. It's like I looked down and there were the tracks.
Wow. Yeah.
I
Okay.
looked down,
Yeah,
yeah. I would say another one is the one that we started with, the one that's south of Turkey Hill Road.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks so like it gonna need repair pretty soon, and it's got like all these pink chalk marks inside. But the stream is small, the height, it's got a lot of height and a lot of width, and there's nothing on either side. So I would say that would be one that wildlife would like to use, because there's not much disturbance around it at all. Todd,
That's the one you said is 8 foot tall.
Yeah, I measured it.
Oh, yeah.
So there's-
I'd like to see that. I have to go down,
And
maybe
then
bring
maybe
a
one
trail
of the
camera.
larger culverts. There's 3 culverts. I think I sent the actual chart out to everyone.
Yeah, you did.
did, yeah.
That was excellent. That was
Yeah, thank you. It's just something I'm so used to from, doing these assessments of houses. You just start taking off measurements and stuff and taking photos. And then I would say one of the culverts, because I think there's smaller animals that might prefer the culverts,
Yeah.
because they're safer from large predators as they're making the crossing, because large predators can't get in there.
Yeah.
They can wait on either side, but they can't track them in there. So, maybe even little, I don't know. I mean, I'm wondering what the salamanders and the frogs did
I
When you-
know, I regret us not being able to get this together in time
Well,
for that, but that's a
get it-
great thing for next year.
Yeah, yeah, we'll be ready. We'll be all over it. That's
Should-
my
should
guess.
we-
That the,
Should
that
we
the-
do like, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
well, we have 3 cameras, and those are my suggestions for 3 places to set
You
them
can
up.
use mine too if you can figure out how to use it. You can use my camera.
Oh, yeah,
really?
John.
It's a video camera.
Does
Yeah,
it doesn't do
a
single,
camera.
still
No,
shots?
it takes video. And we tried it one day, but it seems like it waits 10 seconds before it starts shooting the video.
Well, that's the problem
Makes
with a lot
sense
of
to
trail
do that.
cameras is you have a trigger time.
And
And,
do it right away because that's
you
when
know, and I've had one of my trail cameras not pick up a bear that I knew had to come by because he just
well,
trashed
I
it.
want to spend a little money on at least one,
Yeah,
because they're like, boom.
yeah.
They
Yeah,
react to a
this
leaf blower.
wild game that I've got, I just picked up this wild game one, and it's less than a second trigger time,
That's pretty good.
and it's picking up a lot more stuff than some of the other ones did.
so it's the technology is it's more expensive, so it's faster. That's why
Yeah,
it waits 30
Yeah.
seconds or 10
the
seconds.
problem with the wild game one is not adjustable at all. Yeah, some of the older ones you could adjust them for seconds, how many seconds, and you know, but wild game I think is right. You want it to shoot as fast as you can, so for less than a
When do
second.
you want to do this? When do you want to set up cameras?
Should we put out a call?
Maybe next
for-
week. Let me see,
We could. Do you
because
also
I
want me to
think
put
this week
out a
I'm
call in
probably
our?
pretty.
For
booked up.
citizen scientists?
What?
Yeah,
Or do we want to reach out to the high schools first, or what do we want to do? How do we want to do it?
I mean, we could just ask people to do it too. I'm
Yeah,
kind of
let's-
curious just what people are catching on their trail cams in general, but
Yeah, let's just set
I
up
could
some
say
right now.
Yeah, let's set it up. Yeah.
if anybody wants to, if anybody has a game camera that they'd be interested in helping us with a wildlife corridor research project, they can send us an email and we can work with them to
Mhm.
have them set it up.
Yeah.
That'd be great. But yeah, if I know we've worked with the high school in the past, but not since I've been here. Does anybody have any contacts there, or I'll just
High
reach
school?
out? Yeah.
Several years ago, I worked with the environmental the environmental club at Rondout High School, and we didn't really have much luck with that. They helped
Okay.
out on one Earth Day, and they did a boat brigade
Yeah.
for Riverkeeper.
I know the ones that, who head up
I'll be
the,
excited about this kind of thing, though.
yeah, at the Ellenville High School and Middle School, I know who are the head of the environmental clubs there. So I can check and see. I don't know, maybe the head of the high school one, Pat Deshawn, he might have something. He might be able to pull something
Okay.
together for us.
Great. Okay. Because we also have room on this board for two more students, so we could enlist somebody if maybe the environmental department is a little more active now, maybe the environmental club. Okay, great, awesome. Thank you.
How often do these cameras need to be downloaded, or how long do they last?
I think it depends on the camera, right?
Yeah, the camera, and it depends on the activity.
Yeah.
I set up this wild game one, and it had like 100 shots on it in just one day, and I think it's because it's sensitive, and we had a lot of heavy wind, and I was looking at my bird feeders, and it's just catching everything. But typically, I would think every 2 to 4 days, you'd be fine.
So this is the motion, right?
No,
Motion.
well, you can do both. You can do a single shot, still photo, or you can do video.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, what triggers it is motion, right?
Yeah, motion triggers it. Yeah. These are
So,
motion
and
triggers.
does it shoot at night?
Yeah, it shoots black and white at night. And
Shoots black and white infrared, right?
yeah, it shoots, yeah, infrared. And of course, if you're shooting a black bear, it doesn't make any difference because it won't show up any different day or night.
So
They're
the
just
idea is
black.
to set the camera up and then come back in 4 days and get it.
Yeah, well, you can get the SD card. I have one where I can actually take with the wild game one, I have a little setup that I can probably put in my phone. And I can also, instead of taking the SD card and taking it home, downloading everything, I can actually pop it in an adapter and put all the pictures on my phone. And
These are
then
videos though, right?
put the
Oh.
SD card back. Except what I do with it to save it is sometimes you just have a lot of junk shots, you know.
Yeah.
Some of them moves, or I'm loading my bird feeders. I don't want pictures of me. I delete the vast majority of the pictures that are there
Do you
because
think still shots is better?
yeah,
I mean,
I-
videos would probably take a lot
I've
more
done
time.
video. I've done both. I just the video will eat up your
Right.
A lot faster. It eats up your SD card. So that's all.
So
Is
then
this-
the point of this is after a period of time, you have a lot of shots, then what?
Well, then you have a little bit of an idea of what animals are using
Mhm.
and what time they're using it, because these are all time stamped.
Okay.
And most of mine also have moon phases.
But I mean, there's no
Okay.
effort to help the animals or some kind of, I mean, there's supposed to be some kind of a, once we discover these culverts, we're supposed to like make it easier.
Well,
They need it, yeah.
yeah, it gives us the information, you know, when they're using it and maybe how they're using it. And it also may give us an indication of, for example, if the water's high and we see a lot less usage, or maybe we'll see more usage.
Yeah, that's one of the things I wonder, yeah.
Yeah. So,
They're
you know, we can
struggling with the
see some of
path
those
down
things.
to it.
The nice thing is, like I say, at least I think 2 of my cameras have moon phases on it, which it also may give an indication as to how these animals are moving, whether the moon phases affect them or not.
Huh.
Going through the cover. So,
But I mean, with the pictures, is there an idea to try to get a grant or somehow to get some funding to do something about helping the animals?
yeah, good question, Todd. What do we want
Well,
to
I
do?
mean, I
with it,
thought
Judith?
that was what we were trying to do. I
Yeah.
mean, if they're using them, fine, you know, so now we know about it, but
Well, I guess maybe one of the things that could happen, especially in terms of deer, if we see that the deer are using them well, and in those areas, there are very few roadkills.
right, so that's
It
right.
may encourage highway department to build other corridors where there are high roadkill
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
possibilities. Yeah.
We can also use it as I mean, the original thought behind this was to kind of help understand the connect. I mean, Kerhonksen's in a really unique spot connecting the Schwangunk Ridge with the Catskills. Those are 2 very unique environmental
Mhm.
areas. And we're curious to see, you know, if we can, if there's a really clear crossing area where animals are able to get back and forth, then that sets up an argument for maybe creating a critical environmental area around that to kind of protect that crossing.
And who knows, we might get a picture of a mountain lion, so that'd be fun too.
I
Also
know,
awesome,
that'd be
yeah.
thrilling. And I think it's just something we can brag about.
It's, yeah.
You
There
know,
we
no
go.
way to
This is
tell.
one of the most
Some bragging rights.
ecologically
We need that.
healthy. You know, we have healthy wildlife populations here
Yeah.
because of all these crossings.
Mhm.
And we have very little roadkill. There's very little threat to drivers on 209 because of these underpasses.
Mhm.
So come and visit us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spend money here.
But there's no way to actually, there's no animals that are tagged that you see it on one side and then find it again on the other side, right? I mean, you're just going by cameras.
Right.
People that are so good at this that they can look at an animal and recognize it again. So we
Yeah.
might even be able to find patterns of particular animals going back and forth. Deer bringing their fawns, and the mountain lions bringing her kittens back and forth.
But some of
Well,
these
if we
culverts
had a bunch of cameras, the thing that would be neat is to have them set up on both sides of the corridors.
Yeah. Mhm.
At this juncture, one camera, one side will have to do for now.
Well, I'd like to see what kind of, I mean, if we get a bunch of people who are interested in helping out with this, then hopefully we can avoid having to invest in any. But
Yeah.
you know, we also have a budget we could use for this if
Yeah.
And it's
this
a
was
great
something we wanted to
investment.
continue going forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if the town would essentially own it, would
Yeah.
own a wildlife camera.
That'd
Yeah.
be good.
Well,
Facebook.
the town could, but I encourage anyone, if you don't have a trail cam, go buy a cheap one. See what's on your own property.
Right?
It may surprise you.
Yeah, you're right.
Can you get a camera that instead of taking pictures, just broadcasts it to some other location?
Yes, you can. If
I
you
mean, in other
want to
words,
pay the bucks.
Just like you guard your house, you have this camera and you look, oh, look who's what, you know.
Yes, they do make trail cams that do that. If you want to pay the bucks, they're usually $200 plus.
Oh, but in that case, if you saw something, then you could turn it on to record.
Or yeah. I'm not sure how
You'll
large
find a
the
lot of wood
range
turtles.
is.
Yeah.
That's the other problem.
Because they follow creeks anyway. They follow creeks and streams. And they're a species of concern.
Yeah. So I mean, you pick up and you never know. I know one of the nights when there was snow on the ground, my wife was looking out the window and, I wasn't there quite enough time. And she said, I saw a big animal moving across our backyard. And I just asked her, I said, did it lope like a wolverine? She said, yeah. I said, it's a fisher. Had a nice fisher come across.
Yeah.
And
we-
unfortunately, we didn't have the kind of snow that I could actually see its track. And because I would have loved to have photographed its track. No, I know what happened. I was expecting that it wasn't going to snow, and it snowed in the morning before I got out there and covered its tracks.
Oh,
So I didn't get good photographs of it. I think I got photographs from Honors Haven though. I saw fisher tracks there. Fisher will step on their own tracks, so you can kind of pick them out because hindfoot usually steps on the front forepaw track. So, and they're broad and wide. So,
I'd love us to get somebody to do a tracking lecture next winter. I needed that so badly this winter. There were so many weird tracks in my yard, and I am so clueless about tracks.
Yeah, mine too.
And so I bought a wildlife camera
station
and
out
never
there.
set it up.
It's like a whole life is going on.
Yeah,
Whole
well.
population.
I know tracks fairly well. I usually can tell what I'm looking at. If it's clear and it's crisp, yeah. Notice how Chris noted that he said one of the tracks was a buck track.
I
Yeah.
didn't notice
A
that.
buck makes a very distinct track over a doe,
Hmm.
especially if you've got the right kind of sand, and that kind of thing. Yeah, you can tell a buck and a doe. I remember one time when I was out bow hunting, I'm looking down in the snow at the track and I said, look at that. Look how fresh. You got a nice buck track there and you got a nice doe track there. Look how nice. And I said, they look really fresh. And I looked up and both of them are standing there staring at me. Totally busted me, but
Yeah,
it
well,
was
that's
so
kind of
fun to
fresh.
see.
Well, hey, let me, we're getting close to 8, which is when I have to jump off. But
Did you guys talk about the last the talk? Because I got here a half hour late.
about Mark's talk,
Yeah.
We haven't
touched
talked
on
about
it.
it now.
we haven't really done the breakdown. No.
No, I did a bunch of promotion and I was at this time disappointed. We had what, 19 or 20 people?
That's a lot.
What?
That was 24 or something like that.
Yeah, I think I
okay,
saw
yeah.
24 on it once.
Yeah.
No, I thought I just, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
It was a great talk.
It was a wonderful
It
presentation.
didn't hit the.
But
the
I have
farm
one
level.
Tough
comment
act
to
to
make.
follow.
One comment I have to make is that for myself anyway, I thought we should have had a longer question and answer. I had put a couple of questions in the chat and nothing happened, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
Yeah.
thought it should have gone on a little longer because I'm promoting these things as going to 8:30.
Oh, we stopped them at 8.
Yeah,
Okay, so it should
I
only
kind
be-
of,
I
I
didn't
kind of
follow.
ran too long.
The reason I put the question and answer in the promotion is to get people to go to it rather than go to the
Yeah.
archive,
Yeah.
go to the live event. And if there's a
Yeah.
question, and that's the way I figure it. If there's a question and answer, they'll be say, oh, good, I can ask them something.
Mm.
Thank you for doing it.
Mhm.
It really has been making a difference. Because the
Well,
last
not
several
compared-
months,
We had what, 47 or
40, yeah.
well, they've got a much bigger reach for their own
Yeah,
marketing.
whatever.
They're established. So that's helpful. But no, for the last maybe 4 or 5 months, I was paying to promote them on Facebook. And I didn't do this one as kind of a test. We did the other promotions we've been doing, and we got
Well,
an
I've
even
got
slightly
about-
higher attendance rate, which is great.
Well, I've got about 5 or 6. The Bluestone, we're getting that out on time now.
Yeah.
We're doing next door, but I do it right
Yeah.
near the event, fairly near the event. I'm doing something called Patch.
Yeah.
No Patch. And then there's a
Patch is great.
chronogram.
Yeah.
And Hudson one, and also, what was it, Mo Green? You know who that is? Or is that the
Anna Joe Green.
Anna Joe
Oh.
Oh,
Green?
Manna
Yeah.
Joe Green. Yeah.
But
She-
that's one that, here's the
yeah,
30th, so I
she's
better
huge.
they like it to get it in real early. Okay,
Yeah.
anyway, that's all.
No, that's great. And don't send it out for next month just yet, because we have to change the date in
Gotta
the
change the
text
date.
that John sent out.
Okay, but try to do
So-
it because the thing we find out about all these things is we need a lot of lead
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, no, it's
the Joe Green, they wanted for the 1st,
okay,
or they want it on the 15th,
which is
but-
too close.
which is very close. So,
Sure.
okay, anyway.
Thank you. And then aside from that, Michaela, did you have any updates on the 4455? I left it on here, but I didn't know if you had anything.
Yeah, I spoke with Hank Alexandri, he's the director of Sands Point, and also he's on the Warsing ECC. So since Jamie Larson, who was the other person that I was working with, she moved to Arizona. So
Oh no. Okay.
but Hank's taking over her part of the project, and we're going to get a maintenance agreement from the town of Warsing that we can send to the DOT. And then our next steps is to get a meeting with the DOT, and I think we need to start doing our permitting next to try to get that through all of their approvals. And we are working on updating the cost estimate for that as well.
Awesome. Let us know if we can do anything to help you,
Yeah.
other than just keep asking you for
There's
updates.
stuff coming up. Once we talk to the DOT, we can have a better understanding of what our schedule will be and what our needs are going to be too.
I really apologize, Michaela. I got distracted. Can you just give me the beginning of that?
Yeah, no, so I had a call with the new person for the Warsing ECC that's going to be working on the project is Hank Alexandri. So I talked with him, and he's going to get
Which project? Oh, the beautification project.
Yeah, the 4455 triangle. So Hank is going to get a maintenance agreement from the town of Warsing. They need to send that to the DOT, just saying that they'll take care of it and the DOT won't have to do any maintenance. And then we have to have a meeting with the DOT to figure out what we need to do for permitting. And then we can go from there.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Also,
Thank you
can
so
I
much
ask you
for
a
taking
favor?
that. This was great.
could you pass along the corridor study and Chris's follow-up?
I
to
did.
Horsing ECC? Oh, you did?
Oh.
'Cause
No,
they're-
not to the Worsing UCC.
Yeah, I mean, more than half are in Warsing.
Yeah.
So they definitely, I mean, I've shared it with John Adams, but he's not even on that ECC anymore.
Will do.
Because it would be good to kind of, keep our relationship with them active and be collaborating with them. Mark, I mean, we should pull them in as far as the wildlife cams go.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because these are all in war. These are like that. What, 6 out of 9 are in war.
Yeah. You remind me, I owe John a phone call. I used to run cross country with his brother in high school.
Oh, great.
His brother and my brother were best friends. They were best friends. And so I didn't know John very well, but his brother passed away a couple of years ago, and I got to meet him at his brother's funeral.
That's when we meet people. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's make sure they're on board. I mean, that's just one step I just didn't continue and take.
Yeah.
But Michaela, since you're in touch with them anyway,
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely do that.
that'd be great. Or you could send me their, send me a contact and I can do it.
Maybe I'll do that. Judith, since it's
Yeah.
you know more about this specific project.
Okay.
But I will email Hank and I'll copy you an introduction.
I don't know if you have my email. I'll put it in the chat. Do you need?
I do.
You have it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Judith, make sure that Chris is on that and that I am too, so that
Chris Hewitt?
No, Chris Spratz.
Right.
I can send it too if you'd rather. We'll work it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I just forwarded both his report and yours along to everybody in this group, and then we can just send it along to the Worsing ECC.
Okay. Because I don't have any of their contact. I mean, I can get it. I'll just go on the town of Worsing website and get there. So, yeah, okay. It'll get taken care of.
Yeah, we'll take care of it. I got a note here to make sure I follow up on that.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Did anybody else have anything else to add?
We got a lot done.
I know. Look at us. Look at us. We're doing so good. This is a great meeting.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody.
Oh, wait, I have a question. Michaela, so what do you want to do to beautify 4455 at that little that turnoff? What are you thinking of putting there?
I mean, there's a whole design packet
Okay.
that I can forward. It's been like around the block a few times. I can forward it to you.
Yeah, I'd love to look at it.
Look at
Looks
it.
like so fun.
Definitely do that.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to make it to the next meeting, but I hope so. But I have a baby due on the 24th. So there's a good chance I will miss next month's meeting.
That's no
but
excuse.
I know, right?
An Earth Day baby.
Yeah.
I'm
My
hoping
daughter barely has a
Where are
life.
you going to have your baby?
Rhinebeck this time. Last time I was at Kingston, and I thought I liked that just fine. But I'm getting forced to go to Rhinebeck.
You were at Kingston?
Yeah.
My wife is an OB nurse at Kingston.
You and I had this conversation, I think. That's right. And I think she was there. I think she was. Yeah.
Is this your second child or your third, or which one is
second?
Okay.
Second. Yeah, having another girl. But we'll see what next month brings. But one way or the other.
Little mother.
Wonderful.
Like,
God's blessings.
thank you too. Thank you. And thank you to John for carrying these events. And I'm going to come to what I can until I can't go to anything anymore. But if I'm not able to do next month's meeting, I'll just make John the host, and John, you can carry it, or somebody else can.
Better you than me. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good night. I'm going to send a follow-up email because there was a whole bunch in here that
There's a lot.
That I would send.
Got a lot.
I really do want to find those letters online from the public hearing. That's going to be my number one thing.
So
Yeah,
are you gonna,
just start telling them, you answer these.
so all those dates we wrote down and stuff, are you gonna
Yes.
send those?
I'm going to send out the minutes,
All right,
the
good.
draft minutes.
Great.
I'll send them out tomorrow. So you
Okay.
guys will all have it all. Okay.
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 Thanks, everybody.
See you
Have
guys
a good
all
night.
later.
Okay.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.